Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my top 5 books that surprised me. I didn't think that they were actually going to be really good. As this title includes, I was surprised after I read them. This is going to be in no particular order. The first book I'm going to show you is The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. Now I picked this up because Katie from Kittytastic said that she really liked this book, and I heard it was like a vampire dystopian, so I wanted to try to give a different vampire dystopian a try. What made me underestimate this book, every time I picked up the book, I really couldn't carry on to the third page because I didn't feel like anything was intriguing. It's just like in the beginning it's about her waking up after a party. That just didn't grasp me. One day I decided I am going to challenge myself. I'm going to challenge myself and I'm going to read this book. Now, the story was unraveling into a mystery that I really didn't know was actually in the book, and then new topics that I have never read in any other books before. Plus the other adventure that goes along within the storyline as the mystery is unraveling. So the next book I have is Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. I picked up this book on a whim last year during summer because I felt like buying books with money that I was supposed to be saving. I attempted reading it when I had a library copy, and it did go well. I got really confused on how it was written. I was wondering, should I read what's crossed out first, or should I read what she's actually saying, then go back to see what she's crossing out. But that made it really unique. After a few chapters, there was no putting it down. The next book is a contemporary, and that's all I'm gonna say, as in it surprised me, and that is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I really do not remember why I picked up this book. It was a library copy when I was reading it. So I had this rule when I had library copies. My rule was that I was only allowed to read 50 pages until I got my own copy. This really surprised me because it was a contemporary, and I ended up really liking it because I don't read a lot of contemporary, and when I do, it's either John Green or something that's just... What other contemporaries do I read? The next book... I really gotta fix that poster. The next book I'm going to show you guys is The 100 by Cass Morgan. Even before I read this, I was really anticipating it. I have been seeing the TV show on Netflix forever. This was a really quick read. What really intrigued me about this book is that you got POVs on Earth, and you got a POV on the ship as everything's going on, and then you also have POVs that go into the past, into why the characters were arrested in the first place. It was really hard to do anything else than read this book. That is this book. And the next book, 21 Days, comes out on September 16th, I believe. And the last book on my list is Across the Universe by Beth Revis. Once again, this was a library copy that I borrowed. I read the 50 pages, and I was very confused and didn't seem like I was going to buy my own physical copy until I went visiting my aunt, and she was about to take me to a bookstore and telling her about this book and how confusing the first 50 pages were. She was like, "Oh, I read that book. It's actually really good. You should read it." And so when we went to the bookstore, I bought my own copy just out of her recommendations, and I'm so glad I did. I feel like I haven't read a trilogy as fast as I read this one. It's such a great mystery. A mystery that has made me think so much than this one. It feels like everything that I knew is a lie. Nothing is for certain. I really liked how this book just made me think and not trust anyone or anything. It makes you suspicious. That's what this book does. And I thought I would add an honorable mention, Zombie Blondes by Brian James. But this one was just a bargain buy. I had no expectations that I was ever going to read this book. This book I feel like surprised me the most. It's like one of the books I really can't explain because I read it such a long time ago. I felt myself so connected with one of the characters. The book ended on such a note and something that I didn't think was going to happen entirely. A great mystery and creepy read at the same time. Those are my top 5 plus honorable mention books that surprised me. I'm gonna hold up the books. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and until next time, goodbye.